Alright, so I don't know how this is going to be thrown in or whatever, but on the kind of mini series we got going on within our mini series of our mini YouTube channel, we're doing cheap upgrades for the car, stuff like the side skirts, and what was another thing we did? The mirrors, eBay pulleys. Yeah, that was a cheap install, freed up power and stuff. So on the subject of that, of cheaping all that power, we're going to try to get some more air into her. So if you look here, this is the bottom half of the factory box that sits in there. And I'm just going to put this down. So as it sits in there, and then you got your filter, and then you got your intake side. So we're going to free up by Swiss cheesing the box a bit, just along the sides that are safe, so not the bottom where you can get possible water splash and shit like that. But then also, if you notice inside, it actually sits like this, sorry. Inside, it's got your little Venturi tunnel crap there or whatever. Totally not needed. That thing's coming right out. We're gonna have a big gaping hole so all kinds of little birds and sky mice and shit can fly right in there. It's gonna breathe a lot better. And on this side, Paul told me this little flap will open and allow hot engine side air, because this is the cold air fender side, when on cold startups. Just to allow the idle air temperature to get adjusted better or easier or something, I don't know. So that's getting deleted. That's going to be another big gaping hole. Hey Paul, that partition, because you see how that middle piece, should we just snip that whole piece out too?
Yeah.
Because we don't need it.
Yeah. Trim anything out of there.
And that's what we're going to do for cheap install. All you do is you take it out of your car, you take more plastic out of it, you drill some holes into it, and you pop her back in with a new, what is it, Pippi Longstocking filter?
Pippercross.
Pippercross, I don't know.
Hypercross.
Powerflex?
Yeah.
So stay tuned. So, quick update. Got the hot intake plenum part taken out. Got the big snorkel part taken out of the main section. So, if you look at it, the right would be fender side, that's block side. So now I'm going to take that partition wall out right there in the middle. I'm just going to cut that out. And that way it has full free-flowing air to the top square part that is where the filter will sit. So it'll have nice free-flowing stuffs. Yeah, all right.
So I was editing the footage for this video and realized there's no ending to it. It actually just stops completely. So I'm here to give a wrap up on it and show you what everything else was done with it. So I had all the cars all back together now. I took it out for a couple drives, but yeah, so ended up gutting the airbox. Oh, so this is, sorry, I'll just say this now. This is the Pipercross air filter that I mentioned earlier. Pippercross, I think I call it, but it's actually called Pipercross. It is a foam dry flow filter, so it doesn't harm the MAF at all, and it's supposed to be really good flowing. So I think Hooper showed himself kind of gutting these pieces out of the airbox right here, these dividers, and then he ended up taking a little hole saw and punching some holes in it, kind of like we used to do on the old CIS stuff. And if you know, you know, that's really the only way to get a cold air intake on the old CIS cars. But we did that here just because. So that goes back in there. that. I'll put that back on after. So yeah, for now, I think the stock airbox will be fine, especially because I don't know exactly what I want to do about the engine yet, whether or not I want to build this thing up quite a bit more or do like a swap of some sort, which everything's up in the air right now. It's just trying to get the car on the road. So, but yeah, for now, keep the stock airbox, and then eventually once the battery gets relocated to the trunk, probably build like a big shroud thing for it. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, has been out on the road, like I said, and it does sound a lot better. There's a lot of throttle noise, especially because there's no exhaust on the car, so you can definitely hear it. So it's kind of neat. But I think that's going to do it for this one. It's a little quick one just to throw out there of another cheap mod to do something. I mean, the filter I think was 60 bucks, came from Europe, and then airbox is just a little time. So kind of like free shit, sort of. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.